Good morning, everybody. Ciaccio here. Happy Monday to everybody. Almost Halloween, so hopefully you got all your Halloween trick-or-treat candies ready for all your friends and neighbors. So let's kind of kick it off on, do you want to make more money? I've had so many agents say, Joe, I'm making sales, I'm buying leads, I'm asking for referrals, but I'm just not making enough money. What do I do? So some people are told, well, go out and buy more leads, go and ask for more referrals, go out and do more door knocking. What I do is that, yet what I do, I want to incorporate what have you been doing. I want to know how many sales you made. I want to know how many leads you bought. I want to know how many referrals you asked for, how many referrals you got. I want to know more of the intricate of what you're doing, because just because you're not making enough money, there's other reasons that are contributing to your checking account not growing. And what I've come to find out is, speaking with agents over the years, they're actually afraid to ask for higher premiums. I said it, afraid to ask for higher premiums. Had an agent this morning text me and said, Joe, I'm scared to ask for higher premiums. It's not an uncommon thing to be scared. Yet the thing about it is this. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it. When you look at the leaderboard and you see these guys writing 15, 20, 30,000 a month, they're not doing that on $30, $40 monthly premiums. If you don't show high, they can't buy high. So what we need to do, we need to take a step back and say, how can I feel more comfortable telling them about a higher premium? So what you got to do is to kind of like prepare them that what you're going to be showing them may be out of their price range. Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, I'm going to say 75% of people we deal with are going to tell you, I can't afford much, my budget's kind of tight, I don't know if I can start something this week, I don't know why I sent the card in, they give you all of these excuses up front, because what they're doing is that they're preparing themselves to say no based on what's happened to them in the past. Either they were declined, they were offered a graded plan when they wanted an immediate benefit plan. So what you need to do, you need to factor what they're saying, yet you cannot let it distort your plan of attack. Your plan of attack is to have them buy a policy from you. The premium is kind of irrelevant, yet is relevant if you want to make bigger money. Now, this is what they're going to tell you. You know, Frank, I like what you're showing me. I like the plan, yet I really can't afford much because I owe a hospital bill. Or I've got this large credit card bill I'm paying off, so I really can't afford that much. So automatically what that does to agents is that they say, I got to bring my premiums down to make a sale. It's normal. It's not an abnormal process to think that. Yet what we've got to do, we've got to get that as part of a flag they're throwing up, because sometimes people like to just say things. People want to sit and say, well, if I tell this agent here I can't afford much, he's going to give me a better deal. Instead of him charging me $50 for $10,000, he's only going to charge me $39.95. Kind of like a blue light special. They think when they do a little bit of crying, they're going to get a better deal. And the deal is that when you go and buy a piece of furniture, and you go buy a couch, and the sale ended yesterday, you can tell them, I missed the sale, I'm here today, I saw it in the paper, is there any way you can honor that sale price for me? And if you do, I'll buy it today. Well, there's probably a 90% chance that that salesperson is going to go to the manager. Manager's going to sit and say, well, we only sold 30 units. We projected to sell 50. One day late, sell it to them. When it comes to us, everything that we have in our books, in our calculator, says a 50-year-old person for $10,000 is going to pay X amount of dollars, and it's not negotiable, okay? Not negotiable. Now, we know that you can get a client a better price if they got great health. A lot of the people we deal with have great health, but a large majority of them have something wrong with them. This is why it's called simplified issue whole life. They only have a 2-year look back, or a 3-year look back, or a 4-year look back with some carriers on cancer. Yet overall, the underwriting is very easy. Insulin, immediate benefits today. COPD, immediate benefits. Okay? Congestive heart failure, immediate benefits. So what you need to do, you need to tell the client times have changed. Okay? The beauty about it is life insurance, final expense plans, premiums have not really increased that much. They've gone up $1 here, $1 here, but they've not gone up like everything else. Like a loaf of bread used to cost you 99 cents, now it costs you $2.29. Gallon of milk used to cost you $2.99, now it costs you $4.99. Life insurance is regulated by the state. The state says, you just can't charge Mr. Client this amount of money. So what we're going to do is that we're going to say, okay, you can charge this much because insurance companies need to charge a different amount based on their structure and their underwriting. So clients going to say, Joe, I can't afford a lot. I owe a hospital bill. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I owe them $4,000 and all that stuff there. So all I do is say, okay? No need to sit and say anything other than, I understand, I feel for you. Yet you've got to come back and say, you know something? The reason you sent this card in is that you want to make sure that your family is protected when you passed away. When you sent this card in, you really weren't thinking about that $4,000 payment. What you were thinking about is in the event I was to pass away, either accidentally, naturally, come down with cancer, something was happening to me, my wife Marie, my son Anthony will not be responsible for my unpaid bills. That's the whole purpose of us being here. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you some premiums that may be a little bit above what you can afford. I'm laying the groundwork out now to show higher premiums. I'm going to show you some premiums that may be a little bit out of your reach, yet I don't know exactly how much coverage you want, how much coverage you need, and I really don't know exactly what you can afford. So my job is, number one, is to see if I can qualify you with a program, and I'm going to ask you a series of personal health questions. From there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you for your Social Security, your checking account information, all the things we need to do if you qualify to move forward today with a plan. With that, I'm going to see which plan you qualify for, and I'm going to show you probably 4 to 5 different programs, and you will be the one who will be able to pick out the one you want. I will tailor make it to fit your budget. If you say, Joe, that one's too high, but I can kind of afford that one there, what we'll do, we'll sit and play between $10,000 to $12,000, $16,000 down to $15,000. We will fine tune it. So when I leave today, I've given you peace of mind that everything that you sent this card in for, and the reason I'm here, is to where you've got protection for your family. That is my job, is to make you feel safe and secure. So when you put your head down at nighttime, you're going to sleep better. When the policy comes in, you're going to put it into a drawer. You're going to tell your wife, Marie, you're going to tell your son, Anthony, I've got this policy. Everything will be taken care of. You guys got nothing to worry about. Dad has it under control. Mom has it under control. And the reason I like saying Dad has it under control, Mom has it under control, is so later they hopefully don't say, well, I need to discuss this with my kids. Okay? Which would be another phone call. Now, what agents don't realize is that the difference of showing a $40 premium to a $70 premium is a stroke of the pen. A 7 and a 4. Just a different number you're going to write down. In your mind, you're saying, oh, he can't afford $70. He owes money. the way the house looks. Oh my God, his car's broke down. He can't afford this. So what happens is that you will self-sabotage yourself to make yourself believe he can't afford much. So what you're going to do is that you're going to go to your comfort zone on what you feel he can afford. And the question is, from me to you, is how do you know what he can afford? Have you looked in his checking account? Have you looked in his savings account? Have you asked him, how much money do you have at the end of the month left over to pay for your life insurance? Have you asked that question? Now, when they answer that question, do you think they're going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth? You decide. You decide based on your conversation with the clients. Now, if we look at this here, I'm going to spit out some numbers, and from there you're going to listen to what I'm saying, and you're going to do some calculating when we hang up the phone based on what your commission is and how many leads you buy. Let's sit and say, you say, Joe, I'm just more comfortable showing a $40 because that's all they can afford. That's what I was trained to do. Make more sales at $40, you make more sales. Well, you could, you should, yet by the time you factor in your car, your gas, your time, your lead costs, $40 is really not a lot of premium to keep yourself in business. Think about if you were to say, what about if I start showing a price of $110, $125? And you're saying, Joe, you've got to be crazy. You're not in the houses I go to. Well, folks, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I have probably been in every house you've been in plus. Okay? I've been doing it for 30 years. Not that I'm no king of rock and roll, but I've been into houses. Went to a house a long, long time ago. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Went to a house one time. Walked in, the front door was open. I look at the little lady in there, thinking, because there's no age next to the name. I said, ma'am, hello, my name is Joe. You sent this card in, want some information. May I come in to go over with you? She says, sure, come on in. I show her to her. Oh, that's my daughter. It's okay. Daughter comes out. We start talking. She's probably at the time, let's say probably 60 years old, if that age. She says, why don't we go and talk in the kitchen so we don't interrupt my mother? She's watching TV. No problems. We go in there. And you know how when you go to a house, you're looking around, you're analyzing the house, you're saying, oh my God, what do they have this here? Why did they put the toaster there? Why is the oven over there? So all these things go through your mind because you're analyzing the house and you're trying to say, if that is set up that way there, they can afford more, they can afford this, or they can't afford much at all. So you're telling yourself what they can afford. So we go through it, go through the entire process. She picks out one, can't tell you what the premiums were, can't tell you the face amount. It's been probably about 25 years ago. And we're there, and I'm looking at the kitchen. She had her whole wall of kitchen over here. The dishwasher, everything all lined up here. And I'm looking, and I'm squinting my eyes, and I'm looking hard, and I said, do I see a little German roach? And I said, it's showtime. I'm here to make money. If she's got a roach in her house, that's her situation. So now I focus back to her. And you know how people have the open butter without the little lid? You got the open butter. I see a German roach inside of the butter. And I'm saying, oh, this is going to be interesting. So showed the paper. I said, these are different programs I worked up for you. We talked. Very, very, very nice lady. Okay? Situations I've been in. I said, back then you had to sign the application, get a wet check. There was none of this e-app like we have now, instant approval. I was back in the prehistoric time. She's there. This is God's honest truth. She goes to sign it, and there's a little German roach right by her finger. She does this here. Pushes it away from her and signs. I'm a happy guy. Made a sale. I'm a happy guy. German roach, I don't care about. She says, do you do anything for younger kids? I said, yes, I do. She calls her two daughters out. Two beautiful 13, 14, 15-year-old little girls walk out, all dressed very, very pretty. Come out, she gets them 2 life insurance policies. So I sit and think, German roach, is that going to bother me? No. It's part of the business we chose to be in. Okay? I'm helping people out. Now, let me get back to the premiums. You think about it. $40 premium, let's say compared to $65 premium. Okay? That's $25 a month per application submitted. $25 a month times 12 months is $300 annualized premium. Not that you are leaving on the table, you could be leaving on the table. $300. Let's say you sell 5 policies a week. That's 20. 20 apps times $300, $6,000 in annualized premiums. $6,000 annualized premiums you leave on the table. You're telling me you're sitting at home right now driving your car and say, Joe, everybody's not going to pay the $65 premium. What are you, crazy? They're not going to all just buy the $65. Well, let me kind of interject something, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to buy a 40, a 50, a 65, a 70, and a 110 or 125. It all depends on what you show them. Got an agent that works for me in California, sent me a little I love you, I wrote somebody, term policy, $372 a month. $372 a monthly premium for a term policy. Older gentleman, okay? Now, he would not have been able to have sent me that text showing me what the gentleman purchased from him if he would have had ants in his pants and been scared and not to show him a higher premium. So just do the math. 60 minus 40, 65 minus 40, $25 a month. Times 12 is 300. 20 apps a month, 15 apps a month, you fill in the blank. $6,000 difference in annualized premiums. If your commission's 90, 100, whatever your commission is, do your commission times that 6,000. I'm gonna go one step further. Cut that 6,000 in half and do $3,000. If your commission is 100%, that's $36,000 a year you leave it on the table. Now I'm going to tell you why you should show a little bit of a higher premium, because this is what's going to happen. I'm going to come in behind you, hypothetically speaking, and I'm going to say, Miss Jones, you have a policy? Yes. This young man came in the house. I got a policy from him. It was for $5,000, and I think I may need more. It's okay. So now what I'm going to do, providing the lady's in good health, providing everything is just right, that $5,000 that you sold her, okay, that you sold her because you're afraid to show a higher premium, I'm going to say, Ms. Jones, well, I think the best thing for us to do is let's just get this one here and trade this one in for a brand new model. And I'm going to get you one for $12,000, which is, that's what you need, for $82. And now you're set. And whatever cash value is in that policy that the other agent wrote you, I'm going to get that back for you to put in your checking account to go towards those $82 a month premiums. Bam! That's what I'm saying. Show higher premiums, number one, to help the client out, to make sure that their family's taken care of with a higher face amount. Number two, make sure that you do that there to where a guy like me don't come in behind you and flip that policy. And number 3, 4, 5, up to $1 million, you're actually doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You're helping them out. People need to be educated on how much a funeral will cost today. Because if somebody wants to buy a $10,000 premium today at age 60, sell it. Yet, try to sell a 15 or 17 because say, something, you've got another 15, 20, 25 years to go. And based on today's prices, you're not going to be able to be buried for $10,000. So let's see if we can squeeze a little bit more out of that checking account to put towards this here So when that day comes, your kid's got enough money. Okay, guys, it's over with. You need anything? Call. Life insurance, health insurance, final expense insurance, term insurance. Under 65, we're cranking on it. Medicare insurance, Medicare subs, Medicare Advantage. Call us. I'm not available to talk to Jay. Nice speaking with you guys. Make it a great, great day. Bye-bye.